The men's hockey team is back on the ice this weekend, hosting 10th-ranked Denver at the Kohl Center. Friday's game starts at 7:30 p.m. will be televised by the American Sports Network. Puck drops at 8 p.m. on Saturday on the Wisconsin channel. Badgers will celebrate a reunion of the 1981 NCAA title team on Saturday, and then the annual Skate with the Badgers event will take place on Sunday. Head coach Mike Eaves is here, and we'll take questions.
Mike, you played with some of those players, I would assume, on the 81 title team. They were seniors, I guess, that year. You probably knew a little bit about the backdoor Badgers. What comes to your mind when you think of that team, and just from some of the stories you may have heard from those previous players?
I just remember hearing, actually, we were with the North Stars at the time, and just remember hearing they got knocked out in the playoffs, but when they reseeded for the NCAA tournament, they were able to get back in and ended up winning it. So that's how the name came to be, as far as I know. And they went on to win another national championship. So, but as you said, Theron Walsh, the Lacey boys were freshmen the year when we were seniors, and we went to Providence that year and didn't win, but they were with us, and they were able to go back as seniors and play again and win it. So that's very cool for them. They got a taste as freshmen and got to experience the win as seniors.
With the bye week, was there a focus in what you were hoping to accomplish with the extra practice time?
Yes, there was definitely a game plan. When we looked at our numbers, our statistics, analytically, there's a couple of areas that playing without the puck that we wanted to shore up, and so we spent a lot of time dealing with that, and also how to increase our scoring chances. So we thought the tempo and the pace and the work ethic was really good. We tried to mix it up. The one thing about having a bye week is there's no carrot at the end of the week, so it has to be a little different mindset. I think we didn't show as much video. Our practices were generally shorter. We demanded more from those practices, though. And in the end, they got the weekend off to kind of recharge their batteries. We've been going at it pretty good, so you don't have those opportunities. But with their work ethic, we thought that it would be good to give them a couple days off after their week of work.
How different is the Denver program, the team you'll be facing without Coach Squazdecki, who we're used to seeing from times when you used to play them?
We played them last year. We went in there and we lost a game 2-1, and in a game that we could have won. We played very well, and Jim Montgomery, the head coach, he's been a very successful coach in the USHL. He himself was a player at Maine, was a very determined, aggressive player, and his teams play that way. They're well coached. He's got a game plan, and they play well together. They play hard, and they try to play as smart as they can. So they're ranked for a reason, and it's another good test for us. But as I was walking in the Kohl Center last week and ran into Ed Moulter, who's an electrician, and Ed's been there a long time. He's seen a lot of sports and athletics, and he made an interesting comment. He said, well, you beat North Dakota. They're the number one of the team in the country. I guess that kind of means you can beat anybody now. And just the whole mindset was kind of refreshing in its simplicity. And we kind of took that message to the team. And, we've set a new bar for ourselves. And I think that that's something that we're going to go after every weekend now after the way we played there.
Should we expect Cameron Hughes back in the lineup, or what's the prognosis there?
Well, I think that right now it's doubtful. I think it's day to day here as we get into this week. But speaking right now and what we saw last week, it'd be doubtful. But I know one thing about Cameron: if there's any chance, he'll certainly want an avenue to get in there.
So with that in mind, you do have more options at the center position than maybe you had last year or in previous year. You've got quite a few, don't you?
Yeah, our depth really helps there, and nobody's going to replace Cameron, but we certainly have options that are better than we've had in the past.
Brian started off asking about the 81 team and the story about how they even got into the tournament, whether it was lobbying, arm-twisting, reputation, whatever the case was. How would that work today if you were trying to see the NCAA tournament get teams in?
Well, I'm sure after that there was going to be no more of that. That was the loophole that was taken advantage, and that loophole was closed quickly. But so it wouldn't happen in this day and age. But it's over your body of work now, and again that will never happen again. But they've got that label, and they'll hold on to it for the rest of their days.
How much, I don't know how you quantify it, but how much better is your defensive zone coverage right now than when you started the season?
Oh, much better. A little different scheme in terms of how we play with the new staff and the discussions that went on. We brought in a little different scheme. And so it took time. Yeah, but I think that we're seeing good things, and it's one of the reasons that we're having a little bit more success now is because we're playing better without the puck in our own zone and getting it and hopefully getting out quickly as we can.
An adjustment for any freshman starting out their collegiate career. How has it been for your freshman netminder, and what have you seen as in his growth?
It's a huge step for a freshman goaltender because as a freshman forward, you've got a core of defensemen that can cover up your mistakes. As a freshman defenseman, you got your goaltender there that can cover up. As a freshman goalie, you're on your own. So what we're seeing from him is more consistency in his ability to be aggressive and challenging the shot. I think there's been a natural progression of him getting used to the pace of the game in front of him and the quick releases of the shot and how hard the shots are at this level. But more than anything in watching video and him working with Jeff Sanger is the fact that he's more consistent and challenging. When he cowers in the crease, then he's slipping back in an area we don't want him to go, but he's been more consistent in how he challenges the shooters.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.